Hello everyone and welcome back to the Students' Voice podcast. So today I'm with Gabrielle, Oisin, Lorcan and myself Shane. So today we're going to be discussing students' expectations versus reality and basically some of our personal experiences of what we've went through over these past few years in college. So yeah, how's everyone doing today? Everyone all good?
Fantastic, excited to record this, yeah.
Not too bad. So we're just down here in Creative Spark Studios filming this podcast. We've got this lovely environment here. So yeah, so I think of today, the first kind of topic we want to discuss is basically our academic expectations versus reality. So the first thing kind of want to go over is expecting easy coursework or hard coursework versus like the actual workload. So anyone want to tip in what their opinions are on that?
Well, to be fair, the first 3 years were pretty good. All of the deadlines were given to us ahead of time and there was no hidden gems behind the corner, sort of. Whereas in this year, in our first semester, deadlines were coming up a couple of weeks or a couple of days before the actual deadline, and the workload was pretty heavy, to be fair, on all of us. And the expectations from the lecturers were quite high, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can definitely get behind that one.
I think, do you remember the first semester, second year, that was like way harder than the other years for some reason?
Yeah.
I think maybe because like the first year, the jump, you go into first year and you kind of get a nice workload, and then second year it really does like ramp up a bit. I get acclimatized to it. So second, third and fourth year are that like definitely that big jump from first year. I don't know if you agree, but second year was definitely like the biggest jump for me.
You know, I think especially this year, you know, we're doing like a lot of things with like companies and things like that, and all the work we're doing. You know, we've done it so many times that it's actually becoming easy. It's not really a difficult thing, you know, that would have been done the first 3 years or so. Yeah,
like I think especially this year, the first 3 years were very theory based, whereas now we're doing a lot more practical work. I think it's a little bit more enjoyable. Like obviously you have to learn the stuff before you can apply it. So it's been a lot more busier this year, but at the same time the work's been a lot more dynamic, and it's been good to kind of work with real clients as well, just to give you that bit of experience. So it'll definitely help going forward. So what were our assumptions of like group projects versus the actual reality of teamwork and how that kind of dynamic plays out?
Well, I think the obvious expectation is that like it just works like so easy. You just like send one text into a group chat and then everyone's just on for it. Like even today, like trying to organise something that suits all of us, because you know, Gabrielle mentioned earlier that this is like a time of the year that's very like heavy with assignments and stuff. So even just trying to cram this in around other modules and assignments. So the expectation obviously would be that like we just organise this, get this done in like an hour, but realistically it'll take a lot longer than that.
And it also depends on the team you're with, because with some teammates you can get along and all agree and get on with this stuff, but with some people, if they have very strong opinions and a very strong personality, that won't be that easy of a job to actually get it done.
Yeah, no, definitely as well. Like if you have the luxury of being able to choose your group as well, it does help, especially when you've got, you know, previous assignments together and you have that experience of working with the same people. It definitely becomes a little bit simpler, but there's sometimes times where you haven't got groups. I remember, was it second year, we had all the German students as well. I know Lorcan had a bit of he had a bit of an interesting time. So look, it's all part of it. You never really know what
to. There's a whole like language barrier and everything as well. Like that definitely was like a bit of a jump, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I think like say with the likes of us, we're very laid back. Like we just kind of take it as it goes. I remember we were at the German students in second year and they were very time specific. Everything had to be bang on the dot. This time we're meeting at this time, or we're just kind of a bit more laid back with it, I suppose. But that's just stuff you kind of learn as a topic we kind of wanted to go over is social life. So even looking back to as far as first year, so what was the expectations on instant friendships? Obviously you're going from school where you have your established friend group for 6+ years even, versus the challenge of making new connections and kind of breaking down that barrier with new people.
Personal experience, the way I thought coming into college was parties every single weekend, going out, meeting up with friends, coming to college hangover, barely like going through the classes and stuff. And in reality, it was nothing like this, at least for myself. But meeting up new people as well and trying to make friends and connections in the first year was quite difficult because some people already knew each other from other places and they were already friends, so kind of get into the middle of that was kind of hard. And the only way you kind of make friends in college is if you're doing group work, because then you kind of meet up with the people and you start talking about college, but at the same time there's sometimes like conversations about your own personal life, like some just basic issues, and you share your own opinions.
People just drop out very early, like a lot of people just give it the first semester really and then realise it might not be for them, or you know, other reasons, and they might just drop out, and that could be like a friendship that it's kind of lost already.
We lost a lot of soldiers, yeah.
We did lose a lot of soldiers along the way, and this is 4th year now. And even if you look at the class, like the class started at like 30?
Easily, yeah.
And now there's 14. I know this is an optional 4th year, but like it is just kind of there, and like it is something I never even considered at all.
Yeah.
As I
think as well, not just the kind of like the life what you expect from college and sort of stuff, but even touching the topic of choosing your course. The amount of people were choosing the wrong courses and then only realise it after. Because I know from my own experience, I should have been already graduated by this point for 4th year last year, but since I went into accounting and finance, did my first year during COVID, I was like, no, not for me at all. So there is an aspect of that as well, that
you're gonna get it right first time.
Yeah.
But so I was the same. Like I did first year also, and like I suppose it's just natural, isn't it?
Yeah, I can relate to that too, because I was meant to be doing a physio course, and because of COVID, never got around to it. But kind of glad it panned out the way it did. Took that year out and had more time to come to a better decision, and I suppose I'm still here now, so worked out all right.
Yeah.
I think it's just purely luck. You do your course that you want to do, but you might not enjoy it. Like I know personally for me, like I fell into it. I like it. I got very lucky. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that come in not really know what they want to do, and it takes them 2-3 years to actually figure that out. So personally, we're quite lucky in terms that I like.
It's in social life with your academics. Obviously, being a full-time course, balancing that with the nights out, which is all part of the college experience. How does everyone feel about balancing the two together?
Well, over my 3.5 years being here, I've had some really enjoyable nights out and time with people within the course. But you also have to factor in that we're all working part-time as well, and then we also have assignments. So it is it's really difficult, and it is like something, I never even considered this before coming in, that like you do have to balance this thing out. And like you do go a lot of times sometimes out meeting your friends, you just realise like, oh, I haven't seen like whoever in a month or something, because you've been locked in doing a part-time work, and then you've been doing assignments during the week, and then you're in college during the day. Like it is really difficult to kind of get that balance between everything.
The expectation of the college nightlife as such. So like obviously being from Dundalk and it being a local college, like I kind of had an idea of what the nights out would be like, and plus most of the venues you go to, you've already been there.
Conquered.
Yeah, that's one word you might say. Yeah, so I think the actual expectation will vary for student to student. Like I would say, like when you look at say like films and stuff, you see like Project X and all these like mad parties and stuff. It's not really like that. It's just another kind of night out, really. You know, especially for me being from Dundalk. So
there has been like you think of like Rag Wedding and stuff, where like it does bring you up to new area and it does bring you up to different places that actually have been really fun over the years. But like so that is like a nice change from.
Yeah, that's definitely the highlight.
Yeah, no, I think as well, like kind of the expectation of these college kind of nights out are great, but then the reality of it is, you know, you could be in Brewbakers and you're arriving and you're in a queue for half an hour being squished, like.
Especially you're from Drogheda, so imagine getting home, like at least for me and Shane anyway. Yeah, it's handy. Like we can. If absolute worst comes worst, we can walk.
No, I've been sat at the bus stop. Sat at the bus stop before in the morning waiting for the first bus home. It's a new low. Yeah.
For you, like you at least can get a bus. For me, it's the college bus that comes on Monday to Friday at certain times. If you miss it, that's it. You're stuck here.
Crazy.
live close. Some people are commuting. That's another thing to take on board, I suppose. So, Lorcan, what's your opinion? I know you're a man who loves his commute every day.
Commuter, yeah, no. Like, it's grand for me. I mean, it's only a half an hour on the bus, but it'd be packed the whole time.
Yeah.
So say like peak times of the day, you're talking 3, 4, 5. That bus home, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
Everyone's pushing to get on, and you're sitting beside somebody. And it's horrible. You have to do that little bit of socialising that you're not ready for, but it's grand. Like, I'm
After a
quite
long day of college, you
honestly,
don't want to be.
little small talk, can't be at that. But no, it's like, it's grand. At the end of the day, I'm quite lucky in terms of it's only up the road. It's quite expensive. I think that's something I will say. Like a tenner a day for the bus is, like, even that's for a student. Like, it's quite expensive. It adds up when you're paying for your lunch and all that type of stuff. But
we were talking about social lives, and like, it's expensive to go out drinking with your friends. I mean, like, recently, a month ago, the price of drink went up again for like whatever year in a row now at this stage. So that's another whole different thing that we haven't talked about, the price of it already.
so we're just being priced out now at this stage.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Yeah. Going from, say, secondary school where you're in such a specified routine, you have teachers there supervising you, to now having a bit more independence, and for example, even like attending classes, getting your lunch and stuff like that. You're a bit more independent, you're more of an adult now, you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do. So what do you think about that transition? How did it feel going from, say, being always told what to do, where you had to be, what you had to wear, to being a bit more free now in college?
I suppose it does kind of lend itself to potential laziness. I don't know if you agree. Like, there'll be times where it's like 8 o'clock in the morning and you have a 9 o'clock lecture and you're like, oh, this bed is very comfortable right now. So it does kind of lend itself to you kind of slacking off a bit, which you just didn't really have the option for in secondary school.
Basically, when we started the course 4 years ago, were you able to get Susie the grant, or did you just have to pay out of your own pocket, and how did you come with terms of that?
It's entirely out of my pocket because have you guys applied to Susie?
Mm-hmm.
It's such a long task.
Yeah.
Like, it's even like it's such an effort even to do it in the first place, and then you might not even get accepted for it. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's totally against your discretion, really, like whether you get it or not. So all my fees are out of my own pocket, really.
Yeah, no, I'm the exact same.
Yeah.
Like, I don't work at the minute and still applying for Susie, and I get like 500 quid towards it. It's like, that's not enough. You know, like, there should be a better support, like, in terms of like funding our fees, because as we said, touched on earlier on, like, everything is so expensive now.
Yeah.
Between college, getting to college, food, like nights out, it's just not feasible for most people.
One good thing is that the budget every year for the last few years has cut down on student fees.
Which
like
is great.
Yeah, there has been like that bit of allowance, which is a life hack for you. If don't pay your college fees all at once at the start of the year. Like, only pay as little as you can, really, and then the budget will take it down, hopefully.
When does it come back in?
Yeah.
Because even from my own experience, like, I tried to apply for Susie in my first and second year, but I didn't get accepted because my parents work up the north, but they live up the south. That was their explanation of the reasoning. And then, so basically I'm paying everything out of my own pocket, trying to work full time and do college full time, which is a lot. And then, since I don't have the luxury of living with my parents, I'm renting out a house myself. So all of those bills, college fees,
so much
commuting,
pressure,
everything adds up. And especially since all the other prices, like food and all that sort of stuff, is increasing. Even in the college, in the canteen, the food prices have increased in the past years. And to pay €6 for a bloody sandwich, it's kind of heartbreaking.
That's why I go to Max all across the road, because it is more reasonable. Because it is off campus, like, it's...
Student discounts. I don't know about you, but I rarely use my student discount. I think the novelty of it was quite good at the start, so like the likes of uni days for buying clothes and stuff. Now, like, I would rather use student discount like my grocery shopping, but there's not really much help there.
I
so
can't remember the last time I used uni days, to be honest. And it's been sitting on my phone, and I don't know why I use it, because why I don't use it, because it is actually just like a really feasible way of saving a bit of money.
Yeah, like, I mean,
so like that
the last time I used it is in the Max.
Yeah.
The burrito.
Of
you get
course,
the 10%
You get
student
to-
discount.
Yeah, true.
So I mean that's probably saved me a small fortune.
Small
But
fortune.
So thank you for watching the Students Voice podcast, and we'll see you in our next episode, Expectations versus Reality.
Yeah, thank you. Woo!